Hello, jackdaws and ravens. I'm here today to talk you through your maths, which is multiplying, just like we were doing last week. Last week we were doing multiplying numbers by a one-digit number. This week we are moving on to two-digit numbers. So your learning question today, can I multiply a two-digit number by a two-digit number? And we're going to go straight in to our first example. And on the board, I've got 32 multiplied by 12. And I've got a grid set up here. And some of you might be wondering what this is for. There is a method you can use for multiplying called the area model or the grid model. So this helps us to see all the different calculations we need to do. So first, you need to partition your two numbers. So split it into your tens and ones. So 32, how many tens are in 32? And I would need to put 30 in here like that. And then I need to think how many ones are in 32, and I know that that is 2. I need to do my second number, which is 12, and I know 12 split is a 10 and a 2, just like that. The first sum we're going to do in our grid method is 10 times 30. Now I can make this easier by making both of these numbers 10 times smaller, which would leave me with a sum of 3 times 1, which is a lot easier to do in our heads. 3 times 1 is 3, but because I made both numbers 10 times smaller, I need to put those back on at the end, and my number becomes what? That's right, it's got to be 100 times bigger. So we put our 3, but we know it's got to be 100 times bigger. Then we can move on to the next one. So we see we've got to do 10 multiplied by 2. 10 times 2, that's right, it is 20. Then we can do our second row. Well, we've got 30 times 2. Or what could we also think of that sum as? It could be 3 times 2, which we know is 6, but it wasn't 3 times 2, it was 30 times 2, so we know our answer's got to be 60. And then finally, we've got 2 times 2, which we know is 4. Have a think, what do you think we need to do with all of these numbers in this grid now? We need to add them all together, so I'm going to do 300, add 60, add 20, add 4. I need to add those all up. Now, I can do this all in your head. I know you can do this all mentally. If you need to pause the video to add all these up, you can do that now and then join in when you have your answer. So, 300, add 60, I know is 360. Add my 20, 370, 380. And I've got my 4 at the end, so my answer is going to be 384. Now, you can use that method, or we can use our compact column method. So I'll set it out just like you were doing last week with the one-digit numbers. I just need to make sure I've got my two-digit numbers in this time. And you'll realise why I've left such a big gap there. If you need to pause the video to write down your column method, you do that now. If not, we are going to carry on and do our multiplication using this method to check this answer down here. So 2 times 2 we know is 4, and we write that in the ones, nice and easy. Now we need to multiply this 2 by this 3. But this isn't a 3, is it? What value does this 3 have in my number? It is 30, so we're actually doing 30 times 2, which would give us an answer of 60. And because my number, my 6, is in our tens column, we know that it means 60, not 6. Now, this is the bit we all need to remember. When we're multiplying by a two-digit number, when we come to do the next row, we are multiplying everything by 10. So we need to make sure we remember this 0 there. And that is called a place value holder. It needs to hold the ones column open because all our numbers are being multiplied by 10. So they need to be 10 times bigger. So now we can do our 10, let's change colour, let's not confuse ourselves. Now we need to do 10 times 2, and that would be 20, we know. But if I just put my 2 in there, for 1 times 2 is 2, can you see it becomes 20 because of our 0 place value holder? And then I can do my last calculation, which would be 1 times 3, or 10 times 3, and that would give us the answer of 300. Now, what do we think we need to do with these two answers? You can't have two answers to a calculation. So yes, we are going to add them up. So 4 add nothing is going to stay as 4. 6 add 2 is going to become 8. And I've got 3 in my hundreds, which would leave me with 384. Now, is that the same answer as we got with our grid method? Absolutely, well done. If I'm going too fast or you need to listen to something again, you can just pause it and drag the video back. But we're going to do one more example together. So next we've got 23 times 31. If you would like to draw your own grid method, you can pause the video and do that now. I'm going to fill mine in. So I'm going to partition 23. So I'm going to have 20 and the 3. Make sure we know we're multiplying. And I need to partition 31. So I need to put my 30 and the 1. Then I do each box, looking at the numbers that are at the top and along the side, just like those two-way tables we did last term. And I need to solve the problem. So I've got 30 times 20. Now I know 3 times 2 is 6, which will help me. And I just need to make sure, if I made them each number 10 times smaller, I need to put those back on at the end to my answer. And then I've got 20 times 1, so one lot of anything is going to stay the same, so that's 20. 30 times 3, 3 times 3 I know is 9, but it was actually 30 times 3, so I'm going to put the 0 and make it 90. And finally, 1 times 3 is going to give us 3. Then, last step, we need to add all of those together. 600, add 90, add 20, add 3. Now, if you need to pause to add these together, please do, and then join us to see if you've got the right answer. So we've got 600, add 90, so 690, I can do that in my head, add 20. So 690 add 10 would get me to 700, but I need to add one more 10, so it will be 710, add my 3, so I would get an answer of 713. Now we're going to do that compact method, just to check. And you can use whichever one you're confident with after this. I wanted to show you both so you can choose. So I've left the gaps for both of my answers because I need to multiply all of the digits on this top row by 1, and then I need to multiply them both by the 30 in my 31. So just like normal, do my ones first. 3 times 1 is 3, and I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to do 1 times 2, which is actually 1 times 20, and that is going to be a 20. And again, because my 2 is in my tens column, we know it means 20. Now, what is that important step I need to remember now? You need the place value holder. You need to put that 0 in before you move on to timesing by the tens. So I put that in, so I'm ready to go. And I need to do 30 times 3, which would give me, or 3 times 3, which would be 9, and it becomes 90 because of our place value holder. And then I need to do 3 times 2, or we know it's 30 times 20, which is going to be 600. And again, that falls in our hundreds column, so we know it has a value of 600. Need to add them up. 3 add nothing is staying as 3. 9 add 2 will give you 11. I need to carry over the 10 from that 11, just like we're doing our column addition and subtraction. 6, adding a 1 down here would give you 7. Now, is that the same answer that we got with our grid method? Fantastic, well done. We'll do one more together, but if you think you're ready to try the worksheet, please just stop the video and you can go and have a go And if you get stuck, you can come back and watch the video to remind yourself. So, I'm not going to do the grid method this time. We're just going to do our compact method, remembering to put in our place value holder. So, first things first, we always start in our ones. So, 1 times 6 we know is 6. 6 times 4, or 6 times 40. What is that going to be? So I know that 4 times 6 is 24, so 40 times 6 is going to be 240, and this 2 does fall into my hundreds, so I know I've set that out correctly. Then, that special place value holder, don't forget it. Whenever you've done that first row, the first thing you need to do is to put in your 0 place value holder before you start multiplying by this 10 digit. So next we can do 20 times 1, or 2 times 1, which is 2, and we can do 40 times 20, which is going to be 800. Then, can't have two answers to a question, so we need to do 6 add nothing, which is 6, 4 add 2, which is 6, 8 add 2, which is going to give us 10, thinking of our number bonds, and I can simply write 10 just like this. And there is my answer, 1066. Really well done. Remember, if you need to come back to this video, watch my examples again, you can, or you can watch the White Rose video, which is also posted on the blog. I hope this helps, and any questions you can post on the blog and we'll try and help you. Well done. See you all soon.